Right? Everything's over there.
Okay.
Don't go too close.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It is 6 p.m. We are ready to start the meeting. Thank you for coming out tonight. I know this was a change and it's a very warm evening, so we're going to get started because I know who knows what the weather is going to do. So we are going to call this meeting to order. So I guess I don't have to make a motion for that. The second thing we're going to do is do the Pledge of Allegiance. Would someone like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Any of you ladies? There we go. Thank you.
Will you stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and welcome to our June Community Council meeting. We have to do a roll call, and we do have a quorum. We have, raise your hand, board member. We have Gary Knoll, we have John Young, we have Rick Metter, we have Julie, and we have myself. So we do have a quorum for tonight. We have to approve last meeting's minutes. Those are, I think, some of them on your tables. If not, they were sent to you via email today. So we have to approve May's minutes, and we need a motion to approve May's minutes from general membership. Do we have a motion to do so? Barb Slider makes the motion. Do we have a second? John will second. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed? All right, it passes. We can go on to tonight's agenda. So if everybody could take a quick look, the agendas are on your table. It looks like we are going to miss quite a few things, but that will make our meeting, I think this might be one of the quickest meetings ever tonight. So do we have a motion to approve the agenda? And
Motion
anybody?
to approve.
Gary and Rick
And I'll
seconded.
second.
Okay. And Teddy's here, so we have even more board members. Great, the agenda is adopted. All right. Oh, sorry, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great. The agenda is adopted. The next thing we have on your table is the treasurer's report. If you want to take a moment to look at the treasurer's report, I'm going to have John come up and go through that.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thanks everybody. John Young, treasurer. Hopefully you have a treasurer report in front of you or in the not so distant placement. There are a couple extras up front. If you take a look at that, you can see our May activity. The big thing to highlight this month is we actually had our first outflow of NSP funds. We started to actually action some of those projects. So you can see almost $1,900 going out the door. If you think about it, we have 10 grand for the year, so almost 2,000 in May is really good progress. We're moving along as expected. I'll ask Rick in a second if he wants to give a further update on the projects, or I can. Anything on the NSP projects that you'd like to talk about?
The only thing on NSP that occurred this past month is we did spend $610 for the Madcap Puppet event. We're working on getting a revised invoice so we can pay that bill. But so far, out of the $10,000 that we have for NSP, we have spent $2,499.43.
Yeah, so we're well on our way. One of those invoices is going out in June, which is why it's not reflected in May. I do know basic accounting. Any questions or a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Julie. Any seconds? Gary, all right. Motion to approve, everyone? Yeah, any yays? Yays, everybody? Do we know? Okay, great.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. The treasurer reports. Wow, we're going to be out of here by like 6:15, I think. We do not have our neighborhood officer. I think our neighborhood officer might think the meeting's still at 7, even though we've announced this. And we know Firehouse Station, if anybody hasn't seen it, we have a new fire truck in Mt.Washington. It's still number 7, but it is a beautiful, shiny new truck. Jason, I don't know where Jason is. I don't know. Rick, would you mind seeing if Jason?
Oh, yeah, he doesn't expect to be so soon.
And then we'll move on to a few other things. I will throw in the library. As many of you know, the library has moved. They are open in their new space. It's at 2206 Beachmont Avenue next to Raimondo's and Haas Fit. Parking is behind the building and the lot can be entered off of Corbly. All of the services that we offered in the other location are continuing to be offered in our temporary space. So the library is open in their new space. All right, Jason, are you ready?
That quickly. Really quick and easy.
I know, I'm gonna be out of like quarter.
All right, if you guys remember, I'm Jason. If you remembered my speech from last month, it's pretty much the same. Everything is going on. We're kind of in summer, so we're just in summer day camp. So that's about 98% of what we do during the summertime is just the childcare stuff. The pool is open. It is getting pretty well attended on a daily basis. Both our day camp uses it as well as the Beach Acres program uses it. We don't have a registration opening date for our before and after school programs for next school year yet, but I would anticipate that's probably going to be coming up within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So other than that, everything is same old, same old. So yes. So yeah, you did mention that to me at one point.
Yes, we got some extra money, so we'll talk about that tonight, the extra NSP money, and we are looking at what to do with that, so.
So I did, just for clarity, I did get confirmation you guys are good to buy whatever. If you want to go that route, you're welcome to buy whatever. Right, so there's no specific brand, there's no specific type. They would prefer more stable furniture, not like the plastic erotic chairs that they have now, because those tend to break a lot more easily. So if you can get something that's a little sturdier, they would prefer that. But again, they would be willing to take whatever, because again, there's very few seating options up there. And with a lot of day camp kids and leaders and stuff like that, there's not a whole lot of leftover space for just the general public. So, okay. Thank you.
Great, that's a new discussion that we could have in the good of the order, because John and Rick can talk to you about that check that we received, and we're trying to brainstorm what to do with it. So that's really wonderful. The community, MWCURC, Bob, I guess you're going to speak to that?
Well, folks, I hope you came and saw the lights. They're up, they're running, they're beautiful, and so far, no one has given me any complaints about our lights, which is just God bless it all. So I'm very excited about that. But now it's time for the parade. I've called a lot of people today. We're up about 25 entries. We just need to boost it up. And I have plenty of entry forms for the parade. And if you've never been to one of our parades, on some of the pamphlets I passed out, you'll see all the different people who participate in this parade. We have a very nice parade. It starts at Stanberry, ends up at the Legion. The Legion plans on having free hot dogs and other foods, and then they have a bake sale and things. And we have prizes for the best float, best looking car, best bicycle. So it's a very nice parade. We'll start this year at 7 so people can get home. So that'll be a plus, because last year that was one of the complaints people have. I guess this is time to ask for money, huh? Okay. Due to all our sponsors donating so much money to the tower, I cannot go back to my regular sponsors who always help for extra money. The parade, just for the barriers and for the police officers, is about $2,200, which amazes me. And they won't let us go pick up our own barriers for this. Otherwise, we'd save a lot of money. So I would like Community Council to donate $500 towards the parade. It would be really helpful to be able to continue to what we're doing.
So can you make that motion?
I motion that Community Council gives $500 to MWCRC towards the parade.
All right. Is there a second for this motion? Is there a second for this motion? Gary Knoll makes the second. Any discussion about this? All right, I guess we can take the vote then. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The motion passes. All right, you're welcome. All right, Katie, would you like to speak for CDC? All right, here you go.
The Mt.Washington CDC's only announcement is that we're working together with the Community Council and the Kirk to organize the holiday market, which will be November 22nd. We'll do some advertising soon here for it. It's still in early stages of planning, but we're starting to do a lot more of that planning now. So we'll keep you guys all in the loop about it.
Ooh, sorry, is there any way we can talk about that date? So let us talk about that, because I think we need to find out who's in town and see if that's a date that, because it's like we've got Pumpkin Chuck and then boom, right after that, we're gonna do this. So I think it'd be great if we could all sort of sit down. Okay, wonderful. All right, wonderful. Last thing, Stanberry Park Advisory Council is not here. I think the only thing I know about, Nancy, do you want to speak on behalf of the Advisory Council? Well, you can talk about jazzercise. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
And I don't even remember the date, but the Sunburners always. Oh, okay, August the 1st. And they always put on a great show. They're the band that used to play on Sundays down at Coney Island, and they have a lot of followers. They're good to dance to, so we hope to see everybody there. And the other thing is if you want to volunteer to help maintain the park, we welcome you. Just contact us through our website or our Facebook page, stanberrypark.com. And like the marigolds that we planted on the right side of the Kyle Plush Pavilion, they need to be weeded on a constant basis. And so if you just want to come up, you don't even have to let us know. If you just want to come up and spend a half hour doing some weeding or something, just anytime you want to give us, or just, you know, if you're walking your dog and want to pick up some trash while you're there, we would love it and love you for doing it. That's it. Oh, I don't know anything about it.
All right. The only thing I do know about that is, I think, advertised is that there is jazzercise every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So in June and July, there is jazzercise at 9 a.m. at Stanberry. American Legion, Rick?
Yeah. Get to try out the other microphone, see if it works. Doug Morgan is here from American Legion Post 484. Doug is part of the Sons of the American Legion, which I'm also part of. And in fact, he is the treasurer, and we're looking forward to Doug bringing us updates for the Legion. Do you have anything tonight?
The only thing
You got to try
coming up, the only thing we have right now is the parade coming up, and Bob Wetter covered it all that I can tell. You know, we're in collaboration with him, and that more or less sums it up. That's July 3rd at 7 o'clock.
I will add one thing. Come visit the Legion. We have a brand spanking new lobby that has recently been remodeled. It is gorgeous. New tile, new walls. It's not the same Legion that it used to be, so come check it out.
Nikki, I did not mean to forget you. So Nikki, I'm going to let you speak for Mt.Washington Schools.
Hi guys, Nikki Marksberry, Resource Coordinator at Mt.Washington School. It is summer. We don't have kids, kind of. I'm running a camp for kindergarten, first and second grade, so you will see kids outside occasionally. That is just for the month of June. We're having fun. It's not school. and I keep reminding them of that. A couple of updates. If you have not been paying attention to Cincinnati Public, they have to cut $50 million out of their budget. The next meeting is Monday night. They're supposed to have a finalized budget by June 30th. At this moment, every school will be impacted. There will be cuts in personnel. It's unavoidable at this point. I am very thankful to say that our school is not going to get hit to the extent of many of the others. For example, our guidance counselor this past year for 7th and 8th grade was a full-time position. This coming year, that position will be a part-time, meaning they will be in our building 50% versus 100%. Likewise, Sands Montessori is slated that their social worker, who has been there full-time for 4 or 5 years, is going to be also 50%. All of the cuts and so forth, well, this is all public. You can check it all out. So if you want to see how it's going to impact your school specifically, it's all there. This is in part because of the state changing the budget for the schools. So our plea from the Cincinnati superintendent is that if you guys could call your representative and ask for support to fund our schools, we would appreciate it. It's probably going to be too late for this year. Nonetheless, calls matter, right? Voices matter. The only other thing is I will be at Tusculum Days this Saturday. As many of you heard last year, we gained much of the Riverview population. So I will be down as part of Tusculum Days on Saturday to share that we are their neighborhood school now. So if you're around, see us for that. And I just completed the application. We'll be in the July 3rd parade again this year. I have a lot of gum to pass out because we can't have it in the school building. So I'm going to pass it out on the parade route. I think that's it. Any questions? Awesome. Yeah, so it's going to be our state rep, not the school. He is downtown. You're right. You're right. Cedric Denson is for this district. And you can just call the State House general number and they will transfer you. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Nikki. All right, well, yes.
Ocean School's got people here from Japan, and they've invited the public in, so if you just read that out, I can't see, it's too small for my eyes.
Oh, Akosho Karate has been in Mt.Washington over 50 years at 2121. From Thursday the 19th to Sunday the 22nd, 7 guests from Japan, led by Sensei Chosho Fukuhara from Naha, Okinawa, will be visiting the dojo. The training will primarily be in Jodo, but will also be in Aido and Kusarigama, and several other martial arts. This is a private training session, not a seminar open to the public, but guests might be allowed to watch if they are quiet and respectful. Wonderful. That's great. So we're going to have some amazing international guests in Mt.Washington. So please go by and welcome them.
If they have too many guests, they already talked to Mark about using, other than time to exercise, the park. So you may see these people in there doing their thing.
Lovely. All right.
Look through the windows and things and watch these folks. Apparently they're very good.
All right. Thank you so much for that update. Rick, you are up next about the recording equipment and our lovely YouTube channel. So Jacob might have to help us out with that too.
Yeah, Jacob, stand up. He is our techs expert. Part of our NSP funding went towards purchasing this new equipment, and you've seen me nervously go over to make sure we're still online and broadcasting, and so far so good. Bear with us. As I explained in the last meeting, sometimes when you're fixing breakfast, the first pancake is a burnt pancake. Well, we've had a few burned pancakes, but this has gone pretty smooth tonight.
Yeah, I think this is going.
We're using both mics, and there's been no squawking. So, at your table, as part of this initiative with our new equipment, eventually, instead of broadcasting our meetings on Facebook, we want to broadcast our meetings on our YouTube channel. So here is a little guide on how to go on YouTube, do a search on the Mt.Washington Community Council. There's more than one.
Yeah, ours, the one that we're using for this. We can't get access to the other one. No one knows who has it. So if anybody in the community does know about the other YouTube channel,
look for the picture of Priscilla.
Yeah, but
And
this
you'll
one will
have the
have
right
our
one.
meetings only videos on it for now. That's how you know it's the right one. But we're moving to YouTube because it basically lets anybody see it without an account. We can also live embed it on our website, and then we're going to start embedding them on our website as like a repository. So you can go back in time and watch the meetings that you missed from one central location that's a little more accessible. I know a lot of people use the Facebook, so the intention will be to repost those videos to the Facebook page after they're posted on YouTube, so you can still watch them on Facebook. They just won't be live on Facebook.
Okay. And we're probably, what are we looking, fall?
Yeah, probably. Well, we have to hit a threshold of 50 subscribers on our YouTube channel in order to allow for live streams, so we prove that we're humans and we're not some spam person. So if you guys can go out there and subscribe to it, that'll help us get to that threshold. Once we get to 50, then we can make the switch over. But
We only have 12 so far, so.
we're really popular. The embed on our website is already started. So if you go the last meeting minutes, if you go under our nav on our website, you can see the minutes from the last meeting. After this one, I'll post this meeting as well there. And then we'll just keep moving along. And all of this is bought by the NSP funds. So even if the board changes with the council, we can continue this moving on into the future indefinitely. Okay.
Much thanks to
Yes.
Jacob. He has done a terrific job putting this together.
Thank you, Rick and Jacob. All right, Hyde Park petition. There's been a lot, I'm sure all of us are well aware of what's going on in Hyde Park, and Julie does have an update about that.
Step in there. 1 second. Thank you, Priscilla. At our last meeting, Mary Lou Bolsey came, and many of you signed the petition, and she wanted me to say thank you again to everyone that signed it. So what the situation is, the city council approved a variance for Hyde Park Square. Instead of allowing the 50-foot maximum that's allowed for buildings, they approved a variance to allow this developer to go 85 feet tall to create a very exclusive boutique hotel and some very high-end housing. That was against very many wishes of people in Hyde Park and other places. They felt it would change the character of the square, the parking issues. Well, the good news is we had 18 days, those of us who did work on it, we had 18 days to get the signatures of, we had to get signatures of 9,300 people. We got 18,300 people in 18 days. And the Board of Elections has verified that we have well more than enough. So what you will see is on a referendum this November, it doesn't mean that that's not allowed to be built. It just means that you, the citizen, will be able to vote this November on whether you think that variance should be allowed or not. We may not get it to the ballot if the current city council, they have an option right now to look at the fact that it's going on the ballot and decide, do we want to let it get to the ballot, or do we want to say, okay, we're going to not approve that variance, that we're going to turn it around and not approve the variance that we already approved. I don't know what the status is. They have like another week to make that decision. They might care because they're getting, the election for city council members is also this year. So if it does go on the ballot, you'll be hearing more from people who want you to know about the issue and know it's on the ballot. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for that update. Well, we've got something really creative and wonderful to deal with tonight. Last year in our NSP, Jim Tucker came with a, geez Louise, I can't even think tonight, it's too hot for me. He came with a proposal to create these woodland creatures. and they really cannot be set up in Morrow. So we're trying to find places. They range anywhere. There are chipmunks and a cardinal and a deer. They range anywhere from about 2.5 feet, and the deer is about 8 feet tall. We're trying to find places to display them. I know Nikki's looking at Mt.Washington School. I'm trying to see if we can get them put near the pedestrian path into Stanberry and have them sort of in the woods as you walk down so you can see them. We also have someone's fence that's right on Sussex. One of our board members has a fence that abuts right onto the sidewalk of Sussex. So if you guys wouldn't mind brainstorming either now or when you get home, and email us. We'd love to know where you'd like to see these woodland creatures. So that is something that's kind of creative and fun for our community, and we'd like to see them displayed so everybody can enjoy them.
You know, they're actually super cute. I'm just pulling up.
Oh.
There's a giant chipmunk. Do you see the artist? Jim Tucker standing next to him. There's a cardinal. I don't know, can anybody even see that from here? Yeah. A little bit? No.
Yeah, you have to sort of tilt it all different ways because
Oh, I'm
you get,
sorry, because of the light. I wish I had printed them out. There's like, do you see there's a doe and a turtle and I don't know, they are really cute. Most of them, like Priscilla said, are smaller with the exception of the doe. They are super cute, but yeah. Do you guys
So yeah,
have
if anybody
any
has any creative ideas, they are not set in stone where they are going yet. So this is something that belongs, this is artwork that belongs to the Mt.Washington community. And as long as you say, I don't want it, I want it in my backyard, no. We want to put it somewhere where everybody can enjoy it. So if you have some ideas, nothing, like I said, is set in stone yet. We would love to hear from all of you. John?
So are these like flat wooden cutouts?
Yes, they are. They're painted and epoxied, so they're sealed, so they can stand up to the elements. There are 5 total. 5 total.
Could we email like a suggestion so we can better make ideas for them?
I'm so sorry?
Could the email go out with what they look like? So
Sure, I could do that. Yeah, I can send that out too. So I can send that out. Are all of you on the email list and receive tonight's agenda? And oh, I sent it out today. So okay, let's double check your email because I'll update the email list again.
Priscilla, maybe you want to let them know our concern about vandalism. Do you want to just that's our
Yeah, the only concern is, of course, we want it somewhere. We don't want it sort of, where someone's going to use it for target practice. We want to make sure it's somewhere that it can be monitored so they aren't destroyed. All right. Are there any more announcements for tonight? I can't believe we're only at 6:30. I feel like I'm missing something huge, but is there anything else that we want to discuss, announcements or upcoming events or for the good of the order? Yes. Let me come out to you. Sorry. I feel like Phil Donahue. Okay.
So a question regarding the email address. I see it's Washington instead of Washington.
I'm sorry, which one? Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, I will talk to our webmaster. That's not you, Jacob. That is someone else. Our email address says Washington. So, yeah, let's get that changed. Thank you. Oh, sorry, John.
So maybe picking up on something we talked a little about a little while ago, I'm open to suggestions here. We did receive a grant, the AIG grant for $830 earlier this year. And if you recall, a few months ago, I came up and said, we're open to ideas. I think one of the main leading ideas was some beautification for Tom Roth Place. I don't know if there's a lot of buy-in for that right now, but it sounds like the CDC is doing that, so maybe we'll hold our funds, our $830. It's burning a hole in my pocket. That seems like a good one. Are there other thoughts in the community or any
Priscilla,
opposition to
what did you
that?
say? I'm sorry, couldn't you? Oh, yes, okay, right.
Pool furniture for here, for Outback.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I do think it's helpful to send these things out through social media and through email to just solicit feedback from the community in addition to the meetings. But just because it's hard for me, I mean, speaking for myself, it's hard for me to like think on my feet. And if there was a way to like submit ideas, maybe on your website or through email, I think that would be really great for specific ideas.
I can I can make a Google form that we can put on our website that we can like swap out with different things going on and Google. And then it's just Yeah, we can make a form per thing. We just need to get like an email together with questions, and then Google Forms make it really easy to poll and have little votes, and it's free. We just need to post it to our site. So if you want to organize a list of things that we want to vote on through that and poll, I can set up some polls pretty easy. Yeah, and we'll put them on our website. I'll put them under the drop down under the meetings, and it will say ongoing polls, and I'll just have a link to whatever polls people want to have polls about. Democracy.
I know. Crazy concept. Okay, so what, oh, sorry, Nikki, hold on. Hold on.
Once you have that up, if you send it to me, I can blast it out to all of our parents, who in theory live in the entire neighborhood, right? So it'd be a sampling of, 230-ish families.
That would be lovely. Yeah, we only have about 160 email addresses. So yeah, the more population we can have for ideas, the better. And I also think it brings them to our website. So that's really great. Okay, wonderful. Is there anything else for the good of the order, or announcements or questions or concerns? They need volunteers for the parade. So who should they contact, Bob? Okay, you can reach out to Bob. Do you want me to give out your telephone number, or how do you want to do this? Or it's on the bottom of on your table. So if you have a neighborhood who wants to do an entry, if you just want to, and then also if you want to volunteer, they would surely appreciate it. It is a community event. So that would be. Okay, so Bob, you were just saying, I'm sorry, what were you?
Most of the volunteer jobs are standing next to the barriers at the streets that we close. We close a lot of streets. We just spent $900.
They close a lot of streets, so you will be standing, most of the volunteers will be near the barriers. And the one good of the order shout out I want to give is that, Bob, our water tower lights are back on. So that's a lovely thing to be able to see. So. All right, is there anything else for the, yes? So Duncan has not even applied for a permit yet, so. Okay, but they have not. Okay, but we have not been notified by the city yet. So I am speaking to one of the city planners on Friday on another issue. So we will bring that up and say, where is this? So yes.
Where are we with the hillside senior citizen housing? Is that still going in?
I do not know. Is this Mr. Sieber? Could you talk to that? Is it still progressing?
Just the same.
It's just the same. Okay, so it's at the same, so I guess permits have not been taken out yet. Is that what I'm understanding, Mr. Sieber?
Just the same.
Okay. All right. All right. So if that is all, guys, oh, sorry, Gary Knoll. Oh, sorry. I'm going to come right back to you, man.
So thank you all for coming tonight. And just a brief issue that's going on in my neighborhood with the planes from Lunken that are from the training school, how they're flying out all hours and they're following the same flight path. And I don't know if any of you are having any problem with that, but the issue is they take off one right after the other, take the same route, come over the same areas. Priscilla was saying they fly over the park. We don't want to do anything to hinder the business at Lunken. It's a big part of the flight school is a big part of their business. But what we'd like them to do is just vary the path that they take so they're not going over the same neighborhoods all the time. And I don't know if any of y'all have an issue with that. If you do, there's a phone number you can call directly down to Lunken Airport. And what they told us was, we're not getting that many complaints, so we're not going to really do anything about it. If you have the same issue, I'll give you this number, and you can call, and maybe
You
we
wanna
can just have them.
Do you want to just state what the numbers and I can put it in the minutes even?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number should people?
All right, 513-352-4070. And the second number, if no one answers, 513-352-6340.
Okay.
And we'll put that, we'll try and get that on the website too. We'll try and get that as one of our, on the website. Yes.
I still don't I don't know where the process is about the senior living place. And to say it's in the same, what does that mean? Does it mean, I just don't know that.
Okay. Do you want to answer this?
Mike Sieber.
Oh.
Mike Sieber is a spokesman for this project for our company.
Okay.
And every time he's been requested to come, he's come.
Okay, so do we want to have that on the agenda for August? Do you want, we can, or you would you prefer to meet before the meeting since this is? Okay, all right, then we will open that invitation to, all right. Is there anything else that we would like to address for the good of the order or the community? The next meeting, thank you for asking, John. We do not have a meeting in July. Everybody enjoy that. We are meeting, I think, if I'm correct, August 20th is the next meeting, August 20th. There is no meeting in July. 6 p.m., yes. June and August, we meet at 6 p.m. So we will see you August 20th at 6 p.m. Please, I do check the emails regularly. We will let you know if there's anything of major concern or issue, and if we have to call a special meeting, we will. So we will let you know what's going on. But at this point, we will see you in August. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
Okay. Okay, Nikki
Okay, all right.
seconded.
Nikki got it.
All right, everybody have a wonderful summer, and the solstice is upon us. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.